Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining our webinar. We're going to give everybody just a few minutes to get connected, and then we will get going. So thanks for your patience. We'll start in just a minute or so. All right, well, thanks everyone for joining our webinar to share the powerful benefits of our IoT application enablement platform. I'm Lee House, the CEO of IoT83, and I'm joined by several of the founders of our company for this discussion. I'm joined by Deep Nair, our CTO, Jayant Puri, our VP of Engineering, and Nishant Puri, our VP of Sales as well. We're planning to start with a brief overview of why an application enablement platform is so important for IoT application creation and lifecycle management. And then we're going to take a tour of some of the most compelling aspects of our platform. So let's get started. Let's get started. So the vision and mission of IoT83 is really to disrupt and democratize the creation of bespoke applications. The economic value of IoT and digital transformation is very well understood, but the problem in this market is that there's such a high failure rate of projects and programs. We believe that the reason for this is that the application creation methodology remains overly monolithic and closed. The IoT83 solution to this problem is smart programmability and using an application enablement platform like our Flex83 to be able to rapidly create solutions and significantly reduce the cost, risk, and time to market to remove this 76% failure rate. The outcome that our customers have seen is 100% success rate by leveraging this approach. Digging a little bit deeper into the problem, even leveraging IoT as a service, data platforms, device and asset management tools, and existing data stores, the value to cost ratio is out of whack. It's simply too expensive, time consuming, and slow, which creates excessive risk in IoT programs. This approach, you want to create a new application, you've got to create the entire stack of capabilities before you even begin to focus on the problem that you actually want to solve. Leveraging an application enablement platform like Flex83 transforms this equation completely. You start with application studios running on a secure, reliable, and scalable platform. You have integrated Lambda functions, API gateways, containers, a full marketplace of services that can be added to the platform solution, and that it comes integrated with AI and ML tools. So you've got a very reliable solution before you even begin, and you focus 100% of your effort on the problems that you're actually trying to solve, as opposed to the toolkits and underlying infrastructure that are required. It really can't be overstated the transformation in cost, risk, and time to market. And this is not only from the perspective of creating the application, but also from the perspective of life cycle and the ongoing cost to maintain the application. So this is what IoT83 is really all about. The benefits are immediate and dramatic. This approach yields mileage may vary depending on your application, but 6 times time to market acceleration, and this gives you an amazing transformation in your business pace. And then from a budgetary space perspective, the overall cost to build applications, launch them, and manage their life cycles is, excuse me, is a significant total cost of ownership reduction in the order of 3 times reduction. So what the IoT83 provides in its application enablement platform is first a low-code application platform to make it easy to build modern IoT and digital transformation applications. The platform also includes rich DevOps hosting and scale to allow you to deliver industrial-grade reliability and enterprise simple operations. Integrated into the solution is an application marketplace, which we're going to show you today. This allows a click-to-launch ecosystem to continue to enrich your application, starting with your base application, then continuing to enhance over time. We've also integrated into the platform a Turnkey Iot solution. This is a no-code application creation capability that I'm going to demonstrate to you today. And built on top of this, IoT83 has built multiple turnkey IoT solutions that can be leveraged immediately. IoT device management, smart lighting, fleet and logistics, and others. With these, you can either use them as is, or you can optimize them and make them custom to your application, all with ease. Another way to look at this is the multiple ways, given those 5 different vectors on the platform capabilities, the platform can be used in multiple different ways, and it can be used standalone or integrated with other third-party systems, or even as an appliance in an air-gap solution. So if you look at the needs of an enterprise, you can have a quick on-ramp for different devices leveraging IoT83. You can connect to multiple third-party applications. You can take the data from multiple applications and normalize it into a centralized data lake. And you've got all of the big data, AI, ML, Lambda tools, and containerization to allow you to do versatile programming. So this is a transformation in the way applications are created, leveraging this application enablement platform. So what we're going to show you today is we're going to give you a tour of the no-code, low-code IoT with its full expansion options. We're going to show you I'm sorry, I've got this backwards. We're going to show you the no-code, low-code IoT with full code expansion options, the low-code centric application platform, the connectors and marketplace that extends the application depth, and then the multiple AI developer services that are already integrated into the tools, and then the integrated tools to build cloud and smart edge systems. Because we've only got a half an hour, we're going to do this all very quickly, but we encourage you to reach out for areas that you have particular interest in for one-on-one conversations. So now let's take a tour of the application enablement platform itself. So this is the platform itself. As you can see, I've got multiple different devices already connected to the platform. If I want to create a new device, all I have to do is name the device, establish its reporting frequency, and then configure a few things associated with that device. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you some of the information about this device that is already set up. The one we're going to show is a remote generator. So I've put an image of the remote generator that the system will use to create dashboards, which I'll show you as well. But in this configuration page, you've got device generation capabilities for the new device. You can show the topics, the MQTT topics that the device will publish or receive data on. You can configure device controls. This particular device, I've already set up quite a number of controls. For example, under certain circumstance, I would want to reset the controller, or under certain circumstance, I would want to be able to force an emergency off to the remote generator. So there's a lot of powerful capabilities right here at your fingertips, and it's all in a very intelligent workflow to create your application. In this particular application, I've got the remote generator, the control cabinet, the IoT cloud, as well as a smart edge device built in to the solution. So now let's step back. What you need to do now is, once you've got a device established in the platform, you want to send data to the device. The data that we're sending to this particular device is being generated by a Node-RED application. This Node-RED application is actually running in the cloud, but it could just as easily be running in your edge device. We actually have a smart edge, cloud edge, convergence set of applications that makes it easy for you to put this kind of intelligence in your edge device. But this particular device is running in the cloud to simulate this remote generator. Output of this Node-RED system is producing this current, voltage, RPMs, oil pressure, temperature, the typical type of telemetry information that would be important for a critical application like this. So once that data has been, let me just show you that as well. Once that data is pointed to the cloud using the credentials that are provided by the IoT83 system, and it's all configured, then that data begins to be sent to the cloud, and you can see in this particular case we are connected. So once we're connected, the system will detect that, and you'll automatically have the visibility to the different telemetry data that is appearing in the system. And so you go to this transform page and you select, of the telemetry that's there, which one of the telemetry elements do you actually want to use in your application. You might use them all, you might not use all of them, and then you can set display names, units, etc. All of this is used to dynamically create the application pages that I'll show you in just a minute. After you've done that, you click update, and now the data is automatically being ingested into the platform. You can then go and set up alert configurations for these different data components. So say, for example, you care about current when it is greater than certain amounts. You care about fuel when you're about to run out. You care about oil levels. You care about oil pressure, RPMs, voltage thresholds, etc. You set these up, and then these are all used in the automatic creation of your dashboard pages. Then you can go in and set events. Let's say, for example, this particular event is, when the generator is running and the oil pressure is less than 100, I want to have a control that that will drive an emergency shutoff back to the generator. So there's all sorts of powerful features that are built into this no-code application creation. You can see that just with a handful of clicks, I'm able to create a device, connect the device, and set powerful rules and thresholds for that device. Once that's done, the system dynamically creates a full set of applications or of dashboards for your application. For example, I already, here I have this map view of here's the remote generators in conjunction with remote pump stations, in conjunction with environmental sensors. All of this is for a wildfire prevention and management application. We click in to this remote generator, and we see an overview page where we see the device, we see the metadata associated with the device, we can see device detail information, we can see its location, we can see the weather at that particular location, and we can see our device controls. We can send these controls to the remote device just by clicking here: emergency off, reset controller, set an alarm beacon, set the system to idle. Then we can drill in to see more information about the device under management. So here we've got information about oil pressure, RPM, current, voltage, temperature, all of the critical things that we would want to manage. We can also do analytics, and remember, all of this is automatically generated by the system once it's configured. So here we've got the ability to overlay interesting components of the application. We've got RPM, temperature, oil pressure, voltage, and current. These are all interrelated in the operation of a generator, and things that you would want to be able to be assured are working as expected. And if you have any sort of alarm or anomaly, then you can go in and drill into this to see what's going on in the relationship of the telemetry information to solve your problem. So we've also got a lot of other capabilities built into this platform: alarm and alert management, event tracking, aggregates, trends. There's a great number of applications, or rather dashboards, that are automatically created for the application, and from there you can begin to use the other components of the platform. Use the marketplace, connector, big data, databases, dynamic code creation, AI and ML, lots of other tools to continue to add to the power and capabilities of your application. And so with that, I'm going to hand this over to Jayant Puri, who's going to show us how to use some of those other extensions of the platform to further enhance your applications. Nishant, could you switch over to JP?
Surely, that was a very good, I would say, introduction of the platform. Just let me go ahead and get the screen to Jen. And in the meanwhile, if there's any questions, feel free to just post or raise your hand, and we'll be more than happy to answer that. Jen, off to you now.
Thanks, Lee. That was a great introduction. So for everyone on the call, now I'll be showcasing how we can enhance the application that Lee just showed, which was a basic click to build application that had lots of information. But what if someone wants to graduate to the next level, where he wants to actually create his own applications, and since data is a central piece, he wants to take control of the data. So we have this marketplace section on the platform. I'm using the same tenant. So we have a marketplace section where you can see we have variety of services. So now for people who want to start, developing from scratch, or maybe, extend the system, we have features like, databases, caching systems, ERP systems, storage, load balancers, and whatnot. So I'll be taking a quick example of a NoSQL database, and I'll be picking up Mongo for this demo. So since it takes a bit of time in launching this, I've already launched one of the databases, which you can see is as simple as just clicking it, giving it a name, selecting the resource type, providing information about the passwords, and clicking deploy. So since I created already, so I'm using this demo DB for the demonstration, the current demonstration. So that was the first step that I did. Moving on to the next step, I created a connection to that database. So again, move to the next section, which is connectors, and I picked up Mongo database. And this is the demo connector that I created. A quick dive in details into that would just show me that this was my database URL, which is resolved internally for the cluster, and these are the credentials. So up till now, what I have done is I've created a connection to the same Mongo database that I launched from the marketplace. Now, if you remember what Lee demonstrated a few minutes back, he used his backup generator to draw these kind of dashboards, or basically to plot these kind of dashboards. So I'd be using the same backup generator, but this time I'll not have the data being set up automatically for the dashboards. Rather, I will have the data being saved in this database that I launched, and this is basically the Mongo client that I'm using, which is RoboMongo, to show you how the data starts getting into this once I start the ETL. So I wrote this demo ETL real quick, which was nothing but picking up data from the backup generator, picking up all the attributes, and finally pushing it to the same demo connector and this particular collection or the table. So I'll go ahead and start this ETL. I just started this ETL. So this ETL gets started, and right now you can see we have around 7 records in the database. I'll just give it a refresh, and there you go. So you saw at the pace at which the data started getting written to the database, and now if I just look at the size, that just keeps on increasing. So if you see here, every few seconds you will, so every 10 seconds basically you will have some records. So the rate at which the backup generator is sending data. So this is like, I really did not spend much time on this because this was just a click to build thing. And I got the data from the remote generator to my custom database by just following these two menu items. So that is the simplicity of the platform, wherein even a developer who wants to develop on his own, or he wants to extend the application, just needs to follow these menu items, and he'll have his data in his own control. So the data is in his control now. Because if you see from here, this data could be used by developers to create applications. This data could be used by data scientists. So for that, we already have this Jupyter Hub. So you'll be familiar with this piece of the software, in which using which the data scientists can do lots of calculations and analysis of the same data. The same data set could be used by the QA teams to validate the authenticity of the data. So all in all, once you have the control of the data, and this is a common problem of the engineering managers or the engineering heads these days, that they do not have the control of the data in one central location. So having this piece gives you the control of the data, because now you have your own data lake, and once you have your data, you have all the control that you want to build custom applications. So I'll be showcasing a few applications that we did using the tool sets of the platform. So this is one of the lighting applications. So this is all custom applications created on the top of the platform. So if you see this, we have a rich left menu which just talks about the lighting controls, these dashboards which showcase how the space distribution of the light is happening, the burning hours of the light, the energy consumption, and stuff like that. And then this shows you the hierarchy of the building. So this is an indoor lighting solution. We also have a custom application which again is built on the same platform, which talks about the fleet domain, or the fleet management domain. You see, these are the real or the live vehicles that are basically plying on some of the routes in India, and you have all the information here where the vehicles are offline and parked. And then you have a rich left menu which is basically talking about everything about fleet. The third application, which was again built on the same platform, is this outdoor lighting application. Just give it a refresh. Okay. So this talks about the external lights that are installed, for cities, for smart city projects. So this is again one of the solutions built on the same platform, where everything was done as a custom deployment, and this was the outcome. So you can see all three different applications in different domains, but on the same platform. And to give you a glimpse of the source code, or basically glimpse of how the whole thing is constructed from scratch. So the code for these applications is hosted on our GitHub, and this is how we have our code set up. And this code is then picked up by the CI/CD pipeline, which we have set it up on Docker Hub, and this is how the automatic build pipeline works. So we have this source repository, and we just say that pick up the branch, start building, and once this happens, the artifacts get saved into the Docker Hub. And all you need to do is you come back to the platform on this page, and you locate the container registry. So this is the place where you set up the credentials of the container registry, because ultimately once you start creating or start launching your applications or application containers, so as to say, all you need to do is give it a name, pick up the language of your choice in which this application was written. So in my case, it was React. And if it's an ingress, which basically means expose this on a public endpoint, and obviously it's a web application, so that would be exposed on a public endpoint. I'll specify the port of the application. Let's specify the size of the application. So all you are seeing is I'm just giving configurational information. I'm not kind of doing anything huge on the platform, just some configurational information. I pick up the container size, and here is the place where I pick up my Docker image, because the registry was already connected. So in my case, if I say indoor lighting, that is my lighting applications, and that's the tag. So setting up this much enables me to basically have my own application, or have my application deployed. So from DevOps, like from building the application to DevOps, and on launching, everything is taken care by this platform. So such is the ease of the platform, that you can start your journey from the no code, as Lee showed, and then extend your application using the same tool sets, because you don't have to migrate away to any other platform as such. It happens on the same platform, and then you can pick up your tool sets and start creating and launching more and more application and extending the current application. So with that, I would like to give back the control to Lee, as we are just we have 5 minutes for this webinar left. So Lee, over to you, and that's it.
Thank you, JP. Thank you, JP. That was a great demonstration. One of the things that is important to understand is that we have just really scratched the surface of what this application enablement platform provides. There are many more capabilities in the platform that we did not have a chance to showcase. One of the areas in particular that is a lot of our customers are very excited by is the cloud edge convergence. I expect that we'll be putting together a webinar that addresses exactly that. But in that case, you're able to use the application creation capabilities of the cloud to create applications and then push them to edge devices and have those edge device, that edge intelligence lifecycle managed through a cloud edge converged solution. So just to sort of highlight what we went through, we showed you the turnkey IoT no-code capabilities. JP showed you some of the low-code application capabilities. He showed you how the application marketplace works to allow you to control your data, and that's just one component of the application marketplace. And then he gave you some taste of how we help manage DevOps, hosting, and scale, all integrated in this application enablement platform. And you also got a taste of some of the turnkey applications that we have created using the platform. So with that, let me see if there are any questions that we can address from all of you listening. Nishant?
No, I think Lee, there's no such request for any questions, and then probably you may reach out to everyone who have shown interest for this webinar individually, and then we can set up a meeting, one-to-one meeting, and take the questions individually.
Well, that's great. That's great. So with that, in the interest of keeping everyone on schedule, we'll go ahead and finish the webinar. Thank you all for attending. And as Nishant said, anyone who wants to have a one-on-one deep dive to further understand the value of the application enablement platform, absolutely reach out, because we love sharing the capabilities with everyone we can, and look forward to speaking with you. So thank you, and join our next webinar.